Okay, pile one. I did have this whole reading set up as the Celtic cross spread, but I could not get the whole thing in the camera, so we're just going to go piece by piece with this spread. So your current energy is represented by Princess of Wands, and the obstacle on your way is Ace of Swords. What this is telling me is that right now you are fired up and ready to go. There is a big buildup of energy to move towards something new, and your mind is racing. You have all this energy building up in your body, and you are ready to just go like a greyhound out of the gates in a race. You've just been like pent up and you're ready to go. However, with the Ace of Swords as your obstacle, you aren't quite sure where to aim all that energy exactly. I think you do have an idea. You are aware of what your overall sort of intention or goal is, but you might not be sure about the step-by-step. Ace of Swords is clarity. So I think you have all this energy, but it might be going off in all directions, or you're just not quite sure where to aim all the energy and how to use it to your benefit to get your ultimate goal. So the next card we have is your goal. And there's this Eight of Cups in reverse. This is a good card to have in reverse because upright, it means that there is an unfulfilling situation and you are walking away from it because you realized that you're not going to get what you want out of it. And with it reversed, this means that it's sort of telling me that you are currently like on the right path to something that will be emotionally fulfilling for you. Or even, this could be like even money, so not emotionally fulfilling, but like actually something that will change the physical life around you. So you're on you recognized that something wasn't good for you and you've turned away from it and you're standing on the path and you're like, I am so ready to go down this road and get something new. And that is also being told to me by the next card, which is your distant past foundation. This is the card that says what you have just done to get on the path you're on. And the card is the Foolish Man, which is literally you've taken a new path. There is such an energy of like vitality and energy with this pile. You are so ready to go. You've just started though. You've just got on the new path. And all of this is very new and you're still sort of stumbling around and figuring it out maybe. And as for the next card is recent past events. So this is what you are sort of currently doing or what you have been doing. And this is Seven of Swords, which is unstable effort. So a lot of times when we start something new, we're sort of like a baby deer stumbling around. And this is what this card is saying. Like, you're fired up, you're on this new path, but maybe you've tried a few things and haven't stuck with them, or you've tried a few things and they don't work, or you've tried something else and you don't enjoy doing it that way. But it's telling me that what is sort of could be lacking here is consistency. And fortunately, that plays right into the next card, which is what is coming up in the very close future. And what you have is Knight of Pentacles. So the Seven of Swords is about inconsistency. Knight of Pentacles is consistency. So with Knight of Pentacles, I'm seeing you being able to really solidify a routine, solidify the way you want to continue down this path and make more concrete, real efforts. And with all this like fire energy you have for this new thing, Knight of Pentacles can be a little bit frustrating because it doesn't have all of the results and rewards right away. This is very slow, very steady, and takes a lot of time. So in the beginning of this path, you might feel like whatever it is you're doing, you might feel like you're putting in a ton of effort and not really getting a lot of reward back. But the Knight of Pentacles promises that if you are able to stay consistent, then you will be able to get those rewards and sow the seeds. So the next card represents you and your attitude and your current attitude, and the Emperor. This is an incredible card to have right here. This is one of the most powerful cards in the deck. The Emperor has control over even all the kings. Like, the Emperor rules all the kings in the deck. The Emperor knows the entire empire. He knows what's going on and he has control over it. So this is telling me you really are in a position to bring about these goals and dreams that you're currently working towards. You are really in such a good mindset to be able to pull this off and to get all of the pieces in order for you to achieve. This is such an incredibly promising card. The next one isn't your energy, it's the energy of your environment and what's around you. And you got King of Wands, more fire energy. Like, this is someone who backs you up no matter what. So in your, this is representing environment. So maybe the people around you are like just as fired up for this thing as you are. They are backing you, they are encouraging you. And if that isn't the case, then this is the universe itself saying, this is exactly what you should be doing, and I will support you. You are supported. If you are not feeling that in your physical reality, then spiritual reality and the universe itself is just surrounding you and saying, yes, like, go forward powerfully and with all of this energy and fire and force. Like, this is such a card of complete encouragement and support. The next card is your inner emotions, and 2 cards came out, so I'll take them both. Temperance and Ace of Cups. So that's telling me that ultimately there's all this fire energy, and then you get these 2 really soft cards to represent how you're really feeling inside. And these cards are very like watery and gentle and joyful. And this is telling me that whatever you have just set out on is just so deep in your soul that getting it will actually bring you such an incredible happiness. Like with Temperance's card of balance, and you're hoping that all of these elements that you're sort of gathering and working towards will pour into this cup, and the cup will just be overflowing with complete satisfaction and rewards and joy. So this isn't something that you're doing for shallow reasons. This isn't moves that you're making just so you can like get more money or something. I mean, you might want more money, but ultimately this is something that will deeply, deeply fulfill your soul. The last card is the final result. More fire energy, Queen of Wands. This is really poetic because the first card to represent your energy was the Princess of Wands, and the last card to represent the final result is the Queen of Wands. So you upgrade into your power, into your sort of instinctual, spiritual self. Queen of Wands is very intuitive, and she's very aware of her depths and her soul, and she makes them sort of go around her. So she takes her deepest desires and makes them outward focus and creates the life she wants. This is someone who is bold and fiery and fierce, and she goes after what she wants, and she makes no apology, and she feels incredible when she gets it. So that is an incredible final result. That was a really fun reading, and that's what I have for you. So hopefully that was helpful, and good luck. Okay, pile 2. So I originally had this all set up as the Celtic Cross spread, but I just could not get the whole thing in the camera. So we're just going to go piece by piece and sort of dissect your current situation. So the card that represents you right now is Ace of Pentacles. And that is telling me that you either have just stepped into something new, or your mindset has just shifted to be ready for something new. And since it's Pentacles, these are physical things like maybe your home living environment or your work environment. You have made some connection and you're like, these things are not fulfilling me, they are not good for me, and I'm ready to leave them behind and go on a new path. There's very strong renewal energy here. Maybe you have thought of a whole new idea to make money, or maybe you've even already started doing that. And the card that represents the obstacle in your way is King of Swords. King of Swords is an energy of clarity. And seeing as it's an obstacle, I think that you might be unclear on how to bring this new environment about, or you're unclear how to leave your old environment. Or what I'm really getting with King of Swords is that there was possibly a person that was making something around you just very miserable. King of Swords can be very like cold and cruel and mean, and this could be someone you were living with or someone you were working with that was really just ruining your time. It was a very difficult person to deal with. And maybe they are still in your energy, or they're just still in your way, because maybe you haven't left this place yet, or you still have to deal with this person in some capacity, or you're trying to cut ties and they're giving you a hard time. But I'm just feeling this sort of cold, cruel energy, and you're just done with it. So let's keep going. The next card represents your goal or your destiny, and you have 7 of Wands. This is the card of the underdog winning. So there is something about your situation where you don't feel like you're in a power position, but you're ready to take a power position. Whether that means, like, if this is a work environment that's bad, this might not be you literally becoming the boss, but this is you telling the boss to like get lost and you just walk away and quit, something like that. Or if this is a relationship, you're like, I'm so done with you, I am leaving you for my own sanity and safety, and this feels good for you. Like, you feel positive and powerful when you make this decision. It's this huge relief and this huge like energy that goes into you. Like, Wands is fire energy. You just feel this fire energy and you're like, no, I'm not taking this anymore. I'm not being treated badly anymore. The next card is what happened in the distant past that sort of set the situation off. You have 3 of Pentacles. So this card is typically seen as a positive card, but it is a card about like co-workers. It's a card about typically positive cooperation. And as your distant past, this is telling me that maybe the situation that you're in now, maybe you got a new job and it was really promising and everyone worked well together, but then someone sort of ruined it. But this is telling me you have a better idea of how things should go. You know harmony. You know how to work on a team. You know how people should get along and how things should be progressing. And someone is just clogging that up. But this card is telling me that you're correct in knowing how things should be. And you're right to insist on them being that way. So the recent past events, so possibly the last thing that has happened with this situation, is the universe. So I see this as something clicked with you and you saw the big picture. So if you were in a situation that, like with those Three of Pentacles, you were trying to get people to work together, or this could even be like a relationship, you were trying to make the relationship work. Something happened where you then saw the big picture and you came to the realization that some things just aren't going to work. Like, you have now a very clear picture of what your situation is and exactly what doesn't work. So if there is a person who is truly just not willing to put in any work to cooperate with you or make things in your life easier or better, you are now aware of that, and you stop wasting your energy trying to get someone to do something that they are never going to do. So this is overall positive, and it plays in perfectly to the next card, which is the future influence. So it's sort of what is about to happen for you, and you get Princess of Wands. I love this because there's literally a tiger on the top of this card. Like, Princess of Wands is fire and boldness, and I just see this as you getting this burst of energy and this burst of fire and refusing to bow down and refusing to accept negative and bad behavior and refusing to put up with other people's issues. So this could be you cutting cords with people. This could be you just telling people off. But this is you defending yourself and protecting yourself and not letting anyone walk all over you. It's a very positive card, and it says that you're going to get this burst of energy and this burst of power in a really positive and good way. The next card is how you are feeling about the situation. So this is Wheel of Fortune reverse. This is saying that you might feel a bit like the universe is working against you, that things aren't in your favor, like kind of a frustrated energy because you're a nice person, you're a kind person, and you put all of the energy you can into something and it's still just not working. And the universe is saying through this reading, like, I get that you might feel like things are unfair, but you are supported in standing up for yourself and in having this really powerful energy. Like, the universe can't come in and tell a mean person to stop being mean, but you can when you know they're being mean. So this is sort of you feeling like you would like your situation to be better and you would like the universe to put you in a better situation. And the universe is saying, you know what you want and you know what you deserve, so stand up for yourself. Claim your power to make it happen. You don't have to lean on the universe as much. The next card is the environmental factors, and two cards came out for this, so I took them both. It's Death and Queen of Pentacles. So the environment around you right now with Death, this is really positive because you want a renewal, and Death is renewal. It's a new beginning. It's a clearing out. Death particularly is like, has this scythe, like it comes in and it just chops down what doesn't work and it removes it out of your life. Kind of like we were talking about with the other like what you want the universe to do. The universe is supporting this situation and this process. It's just saying, embrace your power in it. And it's saying that again with the Queen of Pentacles. It's like, you don't need me to come in and do the work because you are so powerful. You can eliminate all of this negative energy and negative people in your life, and you can live in an entirely renewed, happy, healthy way where you also feel extremely powerful. Queen of Pentacles is a very powerful card, and it's someone who has the power to build their life in whatever way that they want, in a very real physical way. Like, you can work the way that you want and get the results that you want. Your inner emotions, once again, there's big pentacles energy here. Your inner emotions is represented by Four of Pentacles, Lord of earthly power. So this card is about foundation. And your inner self, again, this is the same message as before, but your inner self knows what you deserve. Your deepest inner being knows exactly the foundation that you want, and you know what the pillars are that you want it to rest on. Like, I have a feeling like you want a peaceful situation, you want cooperation among people, and you want people to be kind and work in a healthy and positive way. And the cards in this reading are saying that you have the power and the ability to create that for yourself. And they're supporting you in the building of this kind of a life. Like, you know your foundation and you can make it happen. The last cards are the final result. And two cards came out again. Eight of Swords and Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles is such a incredible card to come out right here because it is about harmonious change and it is about leveling up. So there's these two circles, and here's the bottom one, and then you elevate to like the higher level. And the final result of this whole situation is you leaving behind the level that you're on and getting to your peace, where you feel with this Eight of Swords is a trap. So you, with the Two of Pentacles on top of it, you free yourself from this trap and you don't feel trapped anymore. You feel at peace. I think that's a big thing with this pile. You don't want confrontation. You don't want negative energy. You want peace. And the Two of Pentacles is saying that, yes, peace can be had. You can have peace in your life, and you will. You are going to be free from all of these traps and negativity that you're experiencing now, and just level up to a higher level of living in a better and more peaceful environment. So that's what I have for you. I hope it was helpful, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Okay, pile 3. I did have this set up as a Celtic cross spread, but I just could not get the whole thing in the camera, so we're going to go piece by piece here. The first card you have, which is representing what is going on in your life right now, is Three of Pentacles. And that makes me think that you are working on a project, but you just don't have the final results yet. So whether you are well into this new project, and it's typically career related with the Three of Pentacles, you have a new venture, and you aren't sure how it's going to pan out. So you might have just started it, you might have the idea and haven't started anything in the physical, or you might be years into it. But whatever it is, it's still on its way to reaching a conclusion. It hasn't concluded yet. You don't know what the result is going to be. But that is the situation that the cards are wanting to talk about now. As far as the obstacles in the way, there is Five of Wands, and this is about fighting and battling Three of Pentacles is typically seen as multiple people working on something together. And with Five of Wands, it seems like there is some inner strife among the people that are involved in this project, and that is the obstacle. Maybe it is just outside influences telling you that this is silly, this is never going to work, so you're battling against that. Or maybe it is more like you have people working with you and they cannot agree on things. So that is the obstacle standing in the way right now of you getting what you want. The goal or destiny of this project or endeavor is Four of Swords, which is rest from strife. I think you want to do this so that you can have sort of a new ledge to rest on in life. Maybe, and this is just an example, but maybe you have like a 9 to 5 and you really have to answer to someone else, and there's a lot of hours or something about it was really stressing you out. So you want to do this new entrepreneurial endeavor so that you can set your own hours, you can have more control, just something that, it could even be the other way around, where like you were an entrepreneur and it was just so stressful that you want to get into a different type of job so that things are set and everything isn't on you. It could apply to your situation in any way, but whatever this endeavor will bring to your life, you think it will level you up to a level where you can just take a breath and rest and relax. So you might be sort of like at the bottom of the canyon now, and you're like, it's really stressful down here. If I could just get to that ledge, like I would have a view and I would have a more beautiful place to stay, and I could just lay down and rest and relax and enjoy my life more instead of stressing out down here. So that's the ultimate goal of what you're looking for out of this project. The distant past foundation. So this is what happened in the far past that is influencing you right now. You have the universe. This makes me think that the influence was divine. It was a divine influence. So, and all the other piles and how this card is typically read is what happens and what happened like in your physical life to make you want this thing. But this is seeming like this is a calling of your soul with the universe card. It makes me think that you were inspired, like your higher self, your spirit guides, whatever it is, sort of put this idea in you, and like you have to see it through. This is a soul calling in some way, shape, or form. It feels very destined. And then this goes perfectly with the next card, which is Three of Cups, and this is the recent past events. And unlike the universe, Three of Cups is a card that I, in this deck in particular, that I see as divine influence, because you see there's these 3 cups and there's one at the top and it's getting poured into and it's pouring into the others. And I have read this card in the past as your spirit guides are literally whispering in your ear. So it's like this is the flow of information. The universe is giving it to your spirit guides, which is giving it into you. You are so tuned in and tapped in right now that this influence is constant. It did not just get an idea and then your spirit or your spirit guides just sort of left you with it. They are in your ear and they are helping you and they are guiding you and they are leading you. And if you wanted to, you might already be really tapped in and really aware of this. If you are not, you can definitely like start meditating, start automatically writing, and really tap into this divine support you have. This didn't come through for other readings. This is very particular to this pile, that you are being led by spirit and you can really tune in and use that guidance. So the next card is future influence. This is incredible. This is 9 of Cups. So again, we have that like spirit energy overflowing. This makes me think that not only in the future, not only will your spirit team be supporting you, but you'll have a team of people who will be supporting you. And like, if that applies, like clients, people will be supporting this project in all forms, whether they're buying a product or using the services, or you have a team of people around you, or your family is supporting you, maybe a mix of all of it. This is 9 of Cups is a card of wishes coming true. It is so promising and so happy. And this is one of the more optimistic piles that I have pulled for in this reading. And yet, now that I say that, the next card is representative of your energy, and 2 cards came out, so I took them both. 5 of Cups and 7 of Pentacles. So I said this is one of the most optimistic piles, yet you feel pessimistic about it. These are cards about looking at what hasn't worked and fixating on it. These are both cards about like perspective and patience and waiting for what you want to come into fruition. So 5 of Cups is someone staring at spilled cups when full cups are behind them. And then 7 of Pentacles is someone standing next to a tree waiting for it to bear fruit. You're really anxious about this coming to fruition. You're worried that it won't. You're worried that you can't do it. You're worried that the universe is not going to like respond and bring clients or support. And the universe has told you through this reading that it's already there supporting you. Like, just the anxiety is unnecessary. Things have to go in steps and stages, and it's perfectly fine for you to look at something that doesn't work and take in the information and adjust. But fixating on things that haven't worked, or fixating on like an amount of money coming in that's too small, is just giving you anxiety for no reason. This is an overall optimistic pile, and you're just really frustrated and anxious, and it isn't really helping you out. Things have to go in steps and stages. You can't just have everything right now. So just take it one step at a time and try to tune into that support that you're getting and from, you know, the spirit realm, if nowhere else. And really just try your best to let go of the anxiety because it isn't helping, and focus on your actions and your dreams and your goals. Okay, pile 4. I originally had this as the Celtic Cross spread, but I just couldn't get all the cards in the camera. So we're going to go piece by piece here. Your current situation is represented by the 8 of Pentacles. This, I'm getting that you are very sort of slowly and tentatively working away at some project or some venture or some new avenue to your life. It looks like it could be sort of work related, or maybe even like a move or something like that. There is something that you are going to, and just sort of in little bits and pieces, you're chipping away at building something. And the obstacle in your way, you got the Hierophant. This is showing some type of authority is in your way. So this, if you want to like move to a new place, this could be like legal things and visas. If you want to start a new project, this could be like a boss is in your way. Something or someone is an overpowering force that has some sort of control over some aspect of your life. This could just be that you want to start this new venture, but you have to give so much of your time to like your day job. It could be that, where you feel like a force that isn't you, has authority over you, and is controlling something that you now want to be able to break free from. Your overall goal with this sort of venture that you're working on, 2 cards came out, so I took them both. 9 of Wands and Knight of Pentacles. 9 of Wands is about strength, and Knight of Pentacles is if someone, this goes perfectly with the 8 of Pentacles card, because it is someone who is very carefully and diligently and slowly with this card and 8 of Pentacles planting seeds so that they can get the fruit later on. You aren't full steam ahead. You are just slowly, diligently taking tiny little steps to have a better future and a better life and build something that you truly desire. The distant past foundation. So this is something that happened long ago that sort of sparked your interest in doing this. And you have King of Wands. This is interesting because it can be interpreted in a couple of ways, and both of them go together perfectly. This can be seen as sort of a brash, abrasive person being negative in your life, and it can go back to the Hierophant. There's some sort of force in your life that you are having less and less tolerance for. There is a negative person or entity that you are just done dealing with. And the other interpretation of this card is that you now are fired up to go after this new thing because of the negativity of the old thing. So it's sort of like this King of Wands came into your life, was brash, abrasive, rude, like was not pleasant to be around, and their fire sort of sparked your fire, and you're like, I'm done with this, I'm done with you, I'm frustrated, I'm over it, and I'm going to do something different now. But the next card is recent past events. So this is really telling, this pile and the cards are really telling more of like a continuous story than the others. This moon card is about flux and reflux. If you think about the moon, it controls, like, it has phases and it controls the tide. It is going in and going out. With this King of Wands energy, I think that you get really, really, really fired up and ready to move to make your goals come true. And then a little bit later, you're like, oh, I don't think I can do that. Your fire goes away. This is a watery card. You are going back and forth and really wavering between, I can't do it, it's not for me, it's a silly idea, and this is what I want, this is what I'm going to do. And I think you're just sort of ping-ponging on these two extremes. And in your emotional self and in your mental arena, you're just like the moon. You have these phases. Sometimes you're fired up, sometimes you're not. And this is sort of saying, like, so much energy is going into this, and instead of filtering into your project, it's like, why are you exhausting yourself instead of just working on it? Like, you'd probably be in a better emotional and mental state if you took actions towards building the life that you want, instead of just wavering between, should I do it, should I not do it? And this goes perfectly with the next card as well, future influence. Oh, this is so perfect. You have Ace of Wands. The future influence, which means the thing that is about to happen, is you getting fired the heck up. Ace of Wands is the pure power of the deepest desires of your soul. This is your soul setting on fire and just burning through you so powerfully that you can't ignore it. You are wavering, but your soul is not wavering. Your soul says, this is what I want to do. That's it. There's no, I don't know if I can or can't do it. Like, that's your brain getting in the way of your soul. That's your logic getting in the way of your desires. Your soul knows what it wants, and it wants this thing. There is no confusion. There is no wavering. This is what it wants. And in the future, very shortly, you are going to be done with this moon energy and just be fully lit up in this Ace of Wands energy where you are ready to go for it. And the cards that were representing you before are Eight of Pentacles, which in this deck is about, it's like a very, the image on the card in this deck is someone just very tentatively holding flowers. And then Knight of Pentacles, which is someone who goes very slowly and steadily. This is someone who is like set on fire and ready to go for their goals powerfully. No more tentativeness, no more uncertainty, no more wavering. It is, this is what I want, I'm doing it. And you really attack it with an energy and a vitality that you did not have before. So that is an incredible card to see. The next card represents your energy about this project. And I have to say, most of the other piles in this reading, when it came to their feelings towards it, even if the readings were optimistic, this card was pessimistic, which means that people generally were really doubting themselves and their abilities to bring about what they want. Your pile, however, Three of Pentacles, this is an optimistic card. So there is an aspect of you that is like, can I do this? Can I do this? I don't know. But deep down, you're actually pretty optimistic about this coming to fruition. Three of Pentacles is once again putting in work, and it typically is seen as cooperation with other people. It means multiple people working towards a goal. So I don't know if you're thinking about bringing in other people, but this is saying you feel pretty positive about the ability to bring this about, and that the process of working on this, maybe with other people, would be really fun for you, and you're kind of excited about that. So that's good, because you might have thoughts here and there, but overall, I think that this is something that you still go back to and work on, because ultimately I think that you are overall optimistic about how fun this would be to bring about, and how much, sorry if you can hear the siren, how much it would bring into your life, how much positivity it would bring to you. The next card is Environmental Factors. This is interesting. High Priestess. This means that spirit and your soul are really supporting you in this endeavor, which makes complete sense considering that like Ace of Wands energy, because I always interpret that as like the deep fire of your soul and what you truly desire. And High Priestess being here makes sense, because it feels like your higher self, your soul, or your spirit team, or the universe is funneling into you this support and this intuition. This is saying that the environmental factors, interestingly, is your intuition. You are really tuned in right now, and I think that your instincts about how to bring this about, or how to work around these negative influences in your life with that like King of Wands, Hierophant energy, your instincts are like right on right now. You maybe have like an idea in your head and you're like, wow, it would be pretty cool to do like this, like step 1, step 2, step 3. And it's saying that if you have those steps in your head, and if you have those ideas, like you can really implement them, because they're coming from a spiritual place. It isn't just you having an idea. It is the universe funneling ideas through you and out into the world. This is very, very powerful. And your intuition is so attuned to your higher self right now, and you're not doing this on your own. You're getting these nudges for a reason. That's a very interesting card to pull for that pile. The next card is your inner emotions. 10 of Wands, Lord of Oppression. It keeps coming up that there is some force that you feel oppressed by. There is some big, overwhelming force that you feel like is crushing you. And this is something that you could probably like work with, do. I'm not denying that there is some greater force, but I think that you might be giving them a little more power than they deserve to have. Like, it's really horrible if you are like in a day job and the boss is a tyrant. That's awful. But you can work on this project. You can do other things. There are things you can do to sort of mitigate their effect in your life. And I'm really getting with this card that maybe this has been a pattern in your life and you feel oppression. Like maybe you had a parent or a teacher or something in your early childhood that gave you this feeling of, I don't have control over myself and my life. Someone else has control over me. There is some bigger authority. And I feel like that sort of put this feeling of oppression into your vibration and into your being. And it's sort of reflecting in your outer life. I got this, I believe it was pile 4. What reading was it? There was another reading. Oh, sorry for the sirens again. My goodness. But there was another reading where I got the same message with the same card. So maybe you identified with that as well. But it seems like you should do shadow work and trauma work around this feeling of oppression so you can get it out of your system, out of your vibration and soul energy, and then it can go away in the life around you. Because I think you're giving more power to authority than you should. And I think that, oh, it was the reading, what are you repressing? And I believe it was also pile 4 where the same message came through, if you want to check that out. But no one has this. You do have power in your own life. You do have power over yourself. And even if you have to take it in little steps, you can get away from forces that are negative. And I would recommend, you can look up shadow work and parts work and work with this feeling of oppression, if that works for you. There's also a free video online. It's by Teal Swan. I know people have strong feelings about her, but I've done this video a lot of times, and it's a free resource, and it's a very interesting process where you sort of feel the feeling and then go back to its beginning and sort of unpack the first times you felt oppression so that you can heal that most likely little kid that felt it and get it out of your system, if you want to try that. She has another one called Parts Work, where you would work with oppression and then sort of its opposite. If you want to check those out, they're free resources, so that's why I mention them. But on a more positive note, the last card is the final result. I love this. Queen of Wands. There is such an interesting message in this pile that is you alighting the fires of your soul and coming into the core of your power. It's incredible. Queen of Wands is interesting. She's intuitive, instinctual. She's powerful. She's bold. She knows exactly what she wants. She knows she has the power to make it happen. And she does. She does what she wants to do because all of her desires come from the depths of her soul. And she just doesn't hinder them or stop them or logic them away. She feels these deep inner soul urges, and she takes her power and uses it to make it happen in the world around her. It is incredible. That is your energy. Like, you need to embrace fire, and you need to embrace the power of your soul and the power of your desires. You wouldn't have a desire for things if you weren't meant to feel them and experience them and bring them about in your life. So you don't need to doubt your desires and think, maybe it's not for me. If it wasn't for you, you wouldn't feel the desire in the first place. So there's this incredible transformation that you're going to go through where you move from a place of feeling like oppressed, feeling like you have no control and no power, and being very uncertain about whether or not you should go for your goals. You morph from that into confidence that is unbelievable, into trusting your soul, trusting your instincts, trusting your inner urges, knowing that they come from your higher self, knowing that your soul put them there for a reason. And you become someone who uses power to bring about the things that they want in their life with no sort of doubt or hesitation or uncertainty. None of this anxiety, none of this wavering and going back and forth. You go full steam ahead towards your desires and you make your life what you want it to be. That is an incredible message, an incredible pile, and I recommend you go to the video, What Are You Repressing? And I believe it was also pile 4, where it was all about a person repressing their inner power. So hopefully that'll help you. Hopefully this helped. Good luck. Just be on fire with the power of your soul. Thank you.